What up everyone, it's your man XManny87 here, bringing you another top 10 video, and what I have for you today are my top 10 favorite action figures of 2022. Another crazy year with some hot releases. This list was extremely difficult to compose. I tried to find a good mix of domestic and imports of properties that I collect and am attached to, and wow! You know I love Marvel Legends, but G.I. Joe and Mafex dominated the list. G.I. Joe and Mafex out here making my childhood dreams come true. I seriously need to make a G.I. Joe top 10 list now. As always, don't take it personal if you don't see one of your favorites on my list, because I don't make your list. I make my own from my personal favorites of the figures I had the utmost fun with. Keywords are in the title. My favorite. There's no wrong way in doing it, so before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, starting off with honorable mentions, these figures almost made the top 10 but were cut. In no particular order, we have Sergeant Slaughter, everything I want in a G.I. Joe with not just guns but alternate hands. NECA TMNT Usagi Yojimbo, this little guy is one bad bunny. Hot Toys Spider-Man PS4 classic suit. I think this is the first time his classic suit is done in Hot Toys, but I could be wrong. Either way, a must-have from the greatest superhero game of all time. G.I. Joe Classified Series Crocmaster with Fiona Deluxe Pack. I had so much fun photographing and reviewing this figure. Marvel Legends Spider-Man and his amazing friend Spider-Man. Greatest Marvel Legends Spider-Man in my opinion, but there was another company that beat this one out to make it on my top 10. Mafex Harley Quinn dethrones the DC icons as the best 6-inch Harley Quinn figure ever made. Mafex Armored Batman, another fun one I reviewed and is so true to the source material. G.I. Joe Classified Series Crimson Guards, because army building is the shit and they armed these guards up more than their classic versions. Bonebreaker, I had a change of heart, so I placed him number 5 in my top 10 Marvel Legends comic list, and now I'm bumping him up at the number 3 spot. We don't get this kind of uniqueness in the line. See, that's the thing with these kind of lists, it can shuffle around from day to day. I love this figure so damn much, and he's BAF of the year for me. My winner for top honor was a tie and couldn't decide, so it's shared. So I'll announce one of the co-winners now and the other at the halfway mark of the countdown. My first co-winner for top honor is Mafex AZRAEL Batman. Huge nostalgic trip here. AZRAEL Batman is my favorite Batman armor. Had the vintage figures of these two in both colors. If Mafex releases a repaint in red, then I have to get that too, just like I had both DCUC versions. The combination of paint and armor is gloriously crafted into one phenomenal piece, and accessories that give you all the hands, gadgets, and a Jean-Paul Valley unmasked head. I'm in love with this figure as I was with those Nightfall books as a kid. Now, let's get ready to count down! Coming in at the number 10 spot, we have the Transformers Legacy HASLAB Victory Saber. This is an astonishing piece, and with all the tiers unlocked, it's fully loaded. Gunners, blasters, minifigures, and all of their accessories. There's just modes on top of modes with so many transformations between Leo and Saber. When combining Victory Leo with Saber, you get this massive piece that's about 13 inches I want to say. Then other modes like the Battle Station mode and V-Saber Jet. All these modes kept my hands busy for hours to memorize the transformation steps. I love the color scheme. The Transformers team knows how to get the job done as they are undefeated in HASLABs, going 3 for 3. As a huge Transformers fan, I enjoyed the anime and I enjoyed this figure as it's my favorite Transformer of 2022. At number 9, we have the Storm Collectibles Tekken King. For an eternity, I've been wanting a fully articulated King figure from Tekken in 1/12 scale. Of course, the king of video game figures themselves, Storm Collectibles, brings that wish to fruition. He has an amazing design with his wrestling attire and all its bright yellows and blues for an eye-popping contrast. The Jaguar mask and tail, including the Jaguar print on them, along with his cape, are magnificently done. Sometimes a figure doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to be executed properly, and this gives me what I need in a figure detail-wise. For accessories, he only comes with one punching swoosh effect, but a ton of hands. As a wrestling fan who has collected a bunch of wrestling figures throughout the years, I just had a ton of fun posing him by putting other figures in wrestling holds and maneuvers. Stellar articulation, a dream figure for me, so that's why he slammed his way into my top 10. At number 8, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Bats. My favorite army builder in all of 2022. I can't get enough of these battle android troopers. The switcheroos I can do with all their accessories always increased replay value for me the more I kept messing around with them. So much to add on for display and play, such as borrowing blast effects from the Viper 3 pack or those chest blast effects from the Lightning Collection Putty Patrol. The battle damage parts is what sells the figure for me. If I want to build a death pile scene or any kind of action scene through my photography, I can do just that. The sculpting and paint details made my eyes travel everywhere from the chessboard circuitry and all throughout. Could have used some extra touches on the arms, but the army building energy is real here and I'll need to keep expanding. Coming in at number 7, we have the Marvel Legends Spiral. You already know what I'm going to say. Greatest female Marvel Legends figure of all time. No debate, she's holding her beer and waiting. I'm still in awe with my 6-armed Bay. She's got the accessories, the paint, and sculpting all to show for, and having about 50 points of articulation thanks to those 6 arms. She's even in my best top 20 Marvel Legends of the last 20 years in my opinion. Check out my video for that if you haven't already. I can't stop having fun with this figure and can't wait to get her into some more poses because those 6 arms make me put in the work. She's out of this mojo world and is my second favorite Marvel Legends figure of the year. Coming in at number 6 is the Mafex Cyborg Superman. Be still my 90s heart. Mafex hitting me with all the 90s feels with the Cyborg Superman from the Reign of Superman story. Good old Hank Henshaw is looking fierce because holy shit, he's amazing. The metallic silver looks so authentic on this guy that it really looks like real steel. Fooled me as I thought it was die-cast metal at first. The wash trimming, the sculpting brings out those fine details. The head sculpt is such a striking knockout. The posable cape is so damn good. Mafex hit their stride now with the wired fabric capes. This is their best one as it's wired all around and I can accordion the cape to hold its pose on how I want it to stay. I love the accessories. Hands for both the flesh-toned and cyborg hands, but my favorite is this technomorphing hand cannon with the 2 blast effects. I'm reliving my 90s childhood here, and I'm so down for a Sinestro Corps version because Mafex can do no wrong with Superman at this point. Now as we reach the halfway mark, my final co-winner of top honors goes to the Mafex Return of Superman. If there's anything I can't get enough of more than Batman and DC, it's Superman. I freaking love Superman in the black suit. What the symbiote costume is to Spider-Man for me is exactly the same as what this black suit is for Superman. It's my favorite alternate costume of Superman, all solid black but the metallic silver is gloriously painted with the S symbol shining bright, almost has this chrome look to it. He has swappable boots too that also has that chromish look to it and even providing thrusters, a ton of hands and an alt head. He just needed guns. Other than that, like I said, Mafex can do Superman no wrong. They are out here making the best 6-inch Superman figures ever. Now, on to the top 5 we go. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Storm Shadow. One of the best G.I. Joe offerings to date. My boy Storm Shadow here's got the detailing. I love the details on the arm and leg wraps. The metallic silver paint on his shurikens. The Cobra logo and Arashikage symbol are painted cleanly. This figure is highlighted in the right areas for someone who's basically in all white. They made it stand out. I like that his sash can rotate to complement dynamic posing. His accessories are awesome. The snakehead hilt on his katana and wakizashi is a sweet touch, and then storing them onto his sheaths that's connected to his quiver is so dope, and being able to connect his bow to it is even more dope. I'm a sucker for multiple storage options. He just needed multiple hands as he's a ninja, so a deluxe treatment is needed for him. The face print tech adds realism and his proportions, aesthetics, all that is flawless in my opinion. He is the perfect blend between modern and classic. At number 4, Mafex Symbiote Spider-Man, one of my most anticipated releases for 2022, and he doesn't disappoint, not one bit. He's everything I wanted in a Symbiote Spider-Man figure. It's just a basic blank body, but the sculpting on that iconic Symbiote Spider logo and its pristine paint just adds so much pizzazz to it. It's my favorite alternate Spider-Man costume. You even have those subtle shadings of blue highlighted throughout the body. It tricks the eye sometimes, but that is a level of detail I admire. Mafex never fails with providing you multiple hands for the webhead and even giving you magnetic hands and feet. So you can decorate them on your fridge if you want. The webbing backpack is a cool touch along with the alternate heads. That Parker head with the 5 o'clock shadow and the symbiote crawling up towards his neck might be my favorite. Articulation is superior in every way, and I'll go as far as to say that this is the best Spider-Man figure ever made. At number 3, we have the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat KINTARO. Once again, Storm Collectibles manages to find its way onto my top 3 list every single year. I don't know how they do it, but they always release banger after banger after banger. They knock these oversized figures like Goro, Motaro, and Kintaro that you see here on just their first attempt. No redos are ever needed. Kintaro is perfection. This is the Bloody Edition event exclusive you see on screen here. I love displaying my bloody versions as it makes me feel like I'm playing the game. Feel free to insert the non-bloody one. That one I also have, and it comes with the Sub-Zero frozen arms, where this one includes Scorpion's infernal arms. Which is awesome because not only does this give me high replay value with Kintaro, but also high replay value with another figure. They really know how to reward their consumers. His sculpt, paint, details, proportions, and accessories are phenomenal on this 10-inch monster. I can't get over the ripped in half head and seeing all the brains inside. All the other bloody add-ons are sick too, like the vertebrae exposed. Extremely high fun factor. This is a 5-star figure. He has it all. Coming in at number 2, we have the Marvel Legends HASLAB Galactus. Out of all the Marvel Legends I got in 2022, this is the figure I had the most fun with. I'm still trying to process how breathtaking he is after I placed him on my shelf. All my other figures look like ants next to his boots. I guess what made him even more fun for me is the challenge of photographing a figure of this sheer size, and that always takes me to another realm to explore and tap into some skills I unlocked. I didn't talk much about his interchangeable faceplates, but he looks like a little human as it looks so real with great texturing and pigmentation. I'll display that skull faceplate for Halloween every year in October from now on. I love all the colors from bright to dark tones. All the other technical plastic components fused within the sculpt, illuminating LEDs, lifelong durability, the small brimming granular details, everything is all weaved expertly through, and it's toy engineering perfection. He may be the pinnacle in the line as I'm having a hard time seeing how they can top this. He's a grand spectacle to behold and an infinite showcase being the pride of my collection. And at the very top in the number 1 spot is the G.I. Joe Classified Series, Serpentor, and Air Chariot. If you saw my review, I think I planted the seed that this was going to be my favorite figure of the year. He sure is. He beats Galactus for me, and mainly due to the fact that I've had large Galactus figures before. I've never had a 6-inch scale Serpentor figure before because it was never made in that scale. So this is extremely special. The superior sculpting from top to bottom on this figure and on the chariot in its entirety is weaved expertly through, making this a toyetic masterpiece. The gold paint is so shiny it makes me feel like I'm holding a trophy. He has great range and articulation, and I'm glad he has a fabric cape so it doesn't hinder any movements. He includes a respectable amount of accessories, and even his chariot has accessories, being able to put one of the gunners in his hands or on any other Joes. Adding blast effects will also increase that fun factor. A figure with a ton of accessories and a vehicle just makes him the total package. When this line first started, my dream figure was Serpentor in his air chariot, and I'm eternally grateful that it came true. This was the figure I had the most fun with in 2022, both play-wise, photography-wise, display-wise, everything. I love this figure to no end. So there you have it. G.I. Joe Classified Series Serpentor with Air Chariot wins X-Mani 87's Best Action Figure of the Year award. And now to wrap things up, another year in the golden age of action figure collecting has gone by. What a crazy year it was. Despite some price hikes, I still had a lot of fun, and that's what matters to me most. If I have to give an award out to action figure line of the year, it's G.I. Joe Classified Series hands down. Every offer was a grand slam. They were my absolute favorite line of the year. Next year will be crazier with the arrival of the His Tank. Legends had some good reveals, but also had some bad ones. They were mixed for the most part, more on the bad side with pricing some collectors out of the hobby for the same reused parts. Hopefully 2023 into 2024 they can bounce back to offer us more than what they are charging us. but we'll see. NECA and McFarlane Toys did their thing. McFarlane needs to stop doing DC movie figures because they suck. Mattel killed it with their He-Man and WWE lines. Import lines like Mafex, SH Figure Arts, and Storm continues to kill it on all fronts. And so many other great companies offering so many great action figures. Just want to say thank you for your continuous support throughout 2022 on my channel, as that means a ton to me. I'm gonna try and switch things up on the channel for 2023 and hope y'all stick with me because I truly appreciate those who stick with me. Y'all the real ones. Again, Happy New Year's, and I love you 3000. Now I kick it back to you. What was your top 10 action figures of 2022? Who ended up being your number one? And what action figure line you thought was the best in 2022? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another top 10 video. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmanny87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace, peace.